All right, we're back to talk about more Mandalorian with Chapter 13, The Jedi. I'm Paul, and with me is Hank.
Hello.
Man, this is what I'm talking about. This is the episode right here. It finally gave us something different. Holy shit. Also, first time we saw lightsabers in Mandalorian, I think. Like actual lightsabers, not like the sword thing.
Didn't we see the dark saber at the end of season 1? Doesn't he pull it out?
Yeah, but it's more like a machete with dark energy on it. It's not exactly a lightsaber, but yeah, that's the closest we've gotten, though, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so this is the one we've been waiting for, where we finally see Ahsoka. Actually, it actually starts off with a cold opening of basically the main city or town where this all takes place on Corvus. And just kind of like showing this like shitty burnt down forest type area with fog and like just kind of looking down or whatever. Mm-hmm. And Ahsoka and some like city mercenaries or whatever are fighting each other in it, and it's awesome. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah. They do a really good job of, this is why Ahsoka is awesome, if you didn't know.
Yes,
just sells you on her being the best.
Just like right away.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just trying to remember. It's been about a week since I watched it, because I watched it when it came out. But if I remember, it's kind of like, it showed like a platoon of dudes or whatever kind of hunting something or someone. Mm-hmm. And like, she just like comes out of nowhere with like the dual white lightsabers, like kind of coming out and just like murdering everybody.
She just murders everyone.
And then something about like she tells them, the person running the city at the gates, that they have one day to comply or whatever, and walks away, and that's kind of where the opening ends. Yeah,
they like threaten like, if you don't surrender, I'll kill this person and I'll just keep killing people. And Ahsoka's like,
oh yeah,
they're already suffering. You have a day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna negotiate. Good luck.
Exactly. And that's kind of like where the like little backdrop where just out of nowhere, this is the time when Mando decides to touch down on Corvus, and it seems like a weird, like, perfect timing thing, because he goes to this little town there, and they let him in because they know he's a bounty hunter or whatever. He says he's associated with the bounty hunting guild, and they have a Jedi problem. So, like, who better to hunt a Jedi than a Mandalorian, because they are known enemies from the past. Yeah. So they're kind of like, give him a warm greeting. The magistrate, I think is what she's called here, of like the town or whatever, has like a Beskar fucking spear, pure Beskar, that she offers as like
that spear is great and dumb.
That spear is very, very good. And I like how he just like taps it on his armor to make that bing bing sound to test it. Mm-hmm. It's really good. I also like that she's offering we're back to the MMO thing of she's offering a quest with a reward.
Yeah.
And I like that part.
He showed up.
I'm happy though.
He showed up to the zone and he got the quest.
Yeah. It's pretty great. I also, Baby Yoda in a sling under his like cloak is really cute. And also that nobody really says anything about it for the longest time.
As he's leaving, guys like, what's that thing you got there? And he's like, it's good luck. And the guy's like, you're gonna need it.
Yeah, that's like all they mention about it. It's so, if I had any problem with this so far, it's that it's very much the like a tropey, too good to be true situation where he needs to find the Jedi, and he's like being able to like play both sides right away sort of thing, where it's like, okay, I can get information from them, and now I'll go get information from the Jedi, and we're cool because I don't have a like rat in this race at all. Like I need her for the child, and like they don't hate me right away because they think I'll help with it. Like, it's just a weird coincidental thing that's always a little like eyebrow raising, where it's like, oh, he just came at the perfect time where they would perfectly ask for his assistance, and like it's just one of those things. But it's whatever.
That's classic.
It's
classic Western.
Yeah, classic Western, exactly. Rolls into town when they have a problem. Yeah. 1 day left on the clock. Blah blah blah. So yeah, he's like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. He goes out into the wilderness. There's like a 2-second fight basically between the two.
Yeah.
And then she's like, wait, what's that? When she sees Baby Yoda, essentially.
He's like, well, yeah, she like dives at him, he like flamethrowers her, and he's like, wait, stop, Bo-Katan sent me. And then she's like, oh, I hope it's about him. Looking at the child.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because obviously she knows who Yoda is, so
yeah,
that's an interesting thing for sure. Also, they like bring back the idea that lightsabers don't cut through Beskar, which is why it's like Beskar is one of the best things in this universe. So
it's like adamantium.
Everyone wants it, or unobtainium.
I don't know.
It's like the most important stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what unobtainium does.
That's why the bounty hunters have to have their heads cut off, because it's the only place that's not covered.
It really seems like a design flaw.
Yeah, they should cover their neck in Beskar for sure.
Yeah,
it's a really important thing to not lose your head.
They should have
Django would still be alive.
They should have popped collars of Beskar.
They should. Oh my god, that'd be so good. Holy shit. Or like at least a brace or something.
Yeah.
It seems like it would be actually really easy to make something to not get your head sliced off.
Yep.
Especially when one of your main enemies back in the day were Jedi. But whatever. So this is kind of where we start getting more story-based canon stuff about the child, whose name is Grogu, by the way. Grogu. He's always going to be Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
But Grogu is his name. And they're talking. There's a weird, like, just minute of them looking at each other. It's like they're talking to each other through the Force or something. Or she's, like, sensing, like, him and what he's all about. And it's just kind of like, it just reminds me of all those parts with that when they film Star Wars stuff with the Force, it's actually the stupidest shit until they put sound effects in, because it's literally just nothing happening and them saying something happened. And that's kind of what happens here.
Yeah.
So like without the like sound or whatever, everything that uses the Force looks stupid as shit. But anyway, she's kind of like reading him out or whatever. And she doesn't really want to train him because she senses a lot of like hesitation and fear and like all the dark side shit in him. Probably because, you know, he was a Padawan or like a youngling or whatever when they started murdering his kind everywhere.
Yeah.
And like had to repress the fact that he can use the Force for his whole existence to survive as long as he has. And then not to mention the whole like being prodded and tested and stuff by the Imperials probably, or what happened there. Yeah, he's not gone down a good road, essentially.
Taking out his blood to make Snoke clones or whatever.
To make Snoke clones, yeah.
They're like snow clones. But they're Snoke
clones.
This one's cherry flavored.
Cherry flavored Snoke.
Yeah.
Gross. And like, yeah, just in general, they kind of, so for people who don't know what Ahsoka's whole thing is she was trained by Anakin, aka Darth Vader. They kind of like, she just makes a mention of like, I've seen what happens to like a fully trained Jedi who's like basically not in control, essentially. And like, just kind of making a small reference to that, which is kind of cool. And then they just try this thing where she like tosses a rock at him through the force slowly, like a catch. And then he doesn't return the favor, but then Mando has that stupid little joystick thing, the like little ball on his joystick in the ship that he keeps trying to take, and he's just like, come on, buddy, come on, you want it, take it, or whatever. And of course, he just like zips it right to him because he loves that thing. And the reason that all of this is important is we find out from Ahsoka he is repressed the use of the Force and doesn't have control over it really. But more importantly, he has like a very strong bond with the Mandalorian specifically, almost like a father figure sort of thing. Yeah. And that's why she's not going to take him. Even though, like, that's why he's here. So they cut a deal where Mando's like, I'll help you with your problem of this town or whatever. And then you'll take him. And she's like, yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah. Because if a Mandalorian and a Jedi working together, they'll never see it coming, sort of thing. And I thought that part was dope.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, I like Ahsoka really being against training someone who's formed an attachment, considering she saw what happened to Anakin.
Yeah, because Anakin's whole thing is that he formed too much of an attachment to a person.
Yeah.
And I guess to like his ideas just in general. Yeah, so that's kind of what happens with her or whatever. It's a whole lot of story stuff. And that was really nice to see, though. Like, it was nice because she talked about Yoda specifically, that he's the same species as a grandmaster that she used to know called Yoda, or named Yoda.
Yeah.
There's something about this magistrate where she has information that Ahsoka needs about a person that we find out, I think, a little bit later, who's actually from... what's it called now? Star Wars Rebels, which I never watched. But he's like the big bad villain from that show. I don't even remember his name. Grand Admiral Thrawn. That's what it is. Yeah. But like
he came from like the first big like novel trilogy. I think of Star Wars books. It was like the Thrawn Empire.
Yeah.
Thrawn.
Yeah, I read he was actually extended universe for a while until Disney bought the LucasArts properties, said that EU stuff doesn't exist, and then they brought him back anyway.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. Thrawn actually has like a weird history in like the Star Wars universe in general. And now he's back in this.
Because those books were like a big deal when they came out before they started putting out so many EU extended universe Star Wars books that none of it mattered anymore.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense then.
Like it was they were a big deal when they first came out.
Sure. I wasn't a lot into the EU stuff. And I haven't seen Rebels or like much of I had heard the name Thrawn before because of fans. But I've never like known who the hell that is. So I looked it up after this episode, actually. Yeah. Kind of interesting stuff. So yeah, she needs that information. He needs to get rid of the child, or like his job is done, essentially, is his thing. So he's going to help her help the people here, basically. And she's going to train the child and it'll all be good. So he kind of just gives her some information, what they're dealing with, knows that she can't do it alone, so they're going to go together. I just looked it up. The name of the city is called Caladan, apparently. So they go to Caladan she walks in with the his like little arm patch or whatever, and kind of just like throws it down like your Mandalorian failed, because he's gonna kind of help take a stealthy approach in this, essentially. And she basically starts like attacking them, and there's a big fight, blah blah blah. I guess like the cool part here is that the Mandalorian kind of deals with the city people, like the guards or whatever, while she jumps over the edge to have like a samurai showdown with the magistrate and her Beskar spear.
Yeah.
And like, I think that's so cool how they kind of split it up where the gunslingers are kind of fighting each other and the like melee people are fighting each other. I thought that was super, super cool. And then of course it's a good fight, because the magistrate apparently knows how to fight, which is scary. But more importantly, she has a spear that can't be cut in half instantly by a lightsaber.
It honestly looks really funny. See, like a lightsaber just hit this spear and like doesn't cut through it. Just
and
like
nothing happens.
Sparks or whatever.
Yeah.
Energy noises.
It's really dope. Yeah. It's really fucking dope. I really like it.
It's just like this metal pole. It's like has no like frills.
Honestly, there's nothing to talk about the Mandalorian's part. He shoots a bunch of dudes. There's like a weird wolf thing at one part that runs away from him. And then him and the like main lieutenant for the magistrate are just kind of standing there in like Western gunslinger form, just kind of like showdown each other. And they're just having a conversation like, your side might win, my side might win. It sounds weird.
It's not really a conversation, just that guy talking at the Mandalorian. At Mando. Like, it's like, who knows who can win?
Yeah.
He has a line about like
looking at each other.
We both fight for the right cause, and this isn't it. He says at one point before he like puts out his gun, but then he like it's all like a trick to pull out his other gun, and he just gets shot anyway. It's like, dude, you were never gonna win this fight. Calm down.
It's a classic gunslinger showdown, like scene, and it's fine. Yeah. But yeah, you were never going to win this fight, because even if you did shoot, he's covered in stuff that's not going to... He's going to, like, maybe be pushed back from the Force a little bit and then shoot you back.
One of you is wearing body armor. The other is not.
Yeah, full body armor.
That dude just gets shot in the chest.
Yeah, it's so dumb. But really, the thing here, I really feel like this whole episode... They didn't want to take away from how badass Ahsoka is, because her fight is awesome.
She's so good in this episode.
Yeah. Rosario Dawson was the perfect casting.
Yeah.
Honestly. She looks great as Ahsoka, like grown up, basically.
Yeah.
And all the fighting and whatever is super, super cool and looks awesome. The fight with the magistrate is dope. I think that's where we find out that she's looking for Thrawn, and it's kind of like, whoa, what? Yeah. For people who know, which wasn't me. I looked it up after.
Yeah.
And that's kind of just where it ends, really, because they liberate the place. There was this like captive Asian dude that you saw in the background in some of the scenes earlier. They make him the new magistrate, or the new like ruler of this town or whatever. The new
He gets a cloak.
Whatever.
They're all stoked about it.
Yeah, he seemed like a good guy. So
yeah, he pointed out that there was somebody who was going to shoot the Mandalorian, and then the Mandalorian shot that guy, or that robot dude.
Yeah,
whatever.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Ahsoka gives the spear to the Mandalorian.
Hell yeah.
So he still got his quest reward. Which I was like, yes, so good. That spear is dope as fuck.
That spear is super dope and hilarious. I hope we see more of it. It's so minimalistic. It's just a big metal pole that lightsabers can't cut.
Yeah. Also, wasn't like... So the dude who plays the Mandalorian, wasn't he like a spear dude in Game of Thrones as well?
Oh,
so it was like... Yeah, I think he was the dude that like gets his head crushed in that one fight. I don't know. Anyways, I thought that's funny because it's the same actor. So it's like, he's got his spear back, I guess. But I know how this story ends with his head being popped like a fucking balloon.
That's why he has a helmet.
Right. That's why he learned from his first mistake some million years before. So he says he's going to go get the child. He left him back at the ship. He goes back to the ship, and Baby Yoda, Grogu, is sleeping in a little hammock, and it's adorable. He wakes him up to like get ready to say goodbye or whatever, and it's really, really fucking sad when he says that. And then she's like, "I'm not training him. Like he's not leaving you," or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, okay." But she's like, "If you go to the Jedi temple on some planet I don't remember the name of,
Tython.
You might Tython?
Yeah.
Like Python with a T?
Yeah.
Tython. Okay. And like put him down there. The Force is strong enough that he might be able to call out into it if he seeks more information, and then somebody will find him. But like the decision should be up to him whether or not he wants to do this stuff or whatever. She's just really not wanting. She knows where this ends. She doesn't want to be part of it again.
Yeah.
So, and there's not many Jedi left, she says, but if there are, whoever like picks up will find you, blah, blah, blah. And that's kind of just where it ends from there. That's the whole episode. The real thing about this episode is that we got a new setting that's a little bit different. Like it's actually a tree planet and kind of like a bog and stuff. So that's kind of nice visually. We have a small little storyline with a quest and a thing at the end that he gets, which I love. I love the whole episode is a quest that he starts at the beginning and then gets the item at the end for completing it. I love seeing an old character done new with like the perfect casting is just so good. Seeing Jedi stuff again, or for the first time ever in this show, is amazing with like the lightsabers and Force use and all that sort of thing was fucking dope. We had a cool fight with somebody that has nothing to do with stormtroopers or armor.
True.
Like
no
stormtroopers. This episode is such a banger.
Yeah.
Like it's so good.
What
did you think though? Because you just watched it.
I loved it. I was watching it going like, is Ahsoka the best Jedi ever? Because she's so fucking cool in this episode.
She's very good.
With her dual white lightsabers. Oh.
Yeah. She's really good.
She's really great.
There's even a small fight between them, which was cool.
Yeah.
Where he deflects the lightsaber stuff, and of course his go-to flamethrower.
It's like
he loves
whenever he's panics, just fucking burn everything.
Oh yeah, and he does the thing where he kind of like wraps her up with his like little shooty ropes or whatever, and then she like jumps and does this weird pulley thing, which is like just perfect Jedi bullshit. Yeah, that like little fight they have is dope as hell too.
It's so good.
Everything about this episode just makes me so excited for more stuff.
I really like that she calls it like he probably just does like the part where he's saying Baby Yoda just doesn't understand. And he's like, no, he understands. Like somebody calling out Baby Yoda on, being 50 and understanding things more than he lets on.
Yeah.
No, he knows.
Yeah. Baby Yoda in a sack is the cutest fucking thing, too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ugh. You get some good Baby Yoda shit in here without him being a weird creeper eating other live animals for once.
Yeah.
Yeah. This episode has everything I want, basically.
Yeah, that was a great episode.
This might be my favorite one. I'm trying to think of ones that top it. Like, the only ones that really top it are the first few, where they kind of, like, build out what's going on Mainly because IG-88 robot is too good. It wasn't IG-88, but it's one of those. IG-11,
like that,
maybe?
Yeah, that second episode that has like no dialogue, and when he fights the Mudhorn, those are fucking really good episodes.
Yeah, season 1 was full of really good episodes.
Yeah. This is my favorite one of this season, for sure.
Oh, for sure. It's not even close.
Yeah.
This is so good.
Yeah.
It makes me sad that there's only a few left after this one. Because this was such a high point. I don't know. I'm hoping that they ride the high of it a little bit longer.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect from the rest of the season at this point.
Yeah, I kind of don't either, because that seemed like the big story ending for like Baby Yoda, but it wasn't, because it was just kind of like, well, here's another Jedi thing. So it'll be cool to see how they do like a Jedi temple sort of idea in the show. We haven't seen that yet.
It's true.
I'm trying to think of like other stuff that's going on here. This was the first one where they just kind of like forgot the fact that he's being chased down by Moff Gideon and his Imperial cronies.
Yeah.
Like that just kind of had nothing to do, wasn't talked about at all in this one.
Honestly, at first when I thought like that ball on the Baby Yoda's Cestus was going to turn out to be like the tracker that they were using to track him. But
yeah.
that did not happen.
Yeah. So the next episode, I think, is a Favreau one. So it could kind of go anywhere since he's kind of a giant fanboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where this goes from here. Like, do you think that they jump right into him going to Typhon? Or like, there has to be a stop along the way, right? That seems like the next big thing, maybe like a season ending thing or something. Where like Baby Yoda makes a choice.
Yeah, that feels like it has to be the end.
Like, are we getting a bummer episode? I think we might be getting another bummer episode, like a filler.
Maybe.
This one was too good. I don't know how they follow up on it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe they'll show some Thrawn.
No.
Now that we know he exists. Too soon, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah. That felt more like
I don't know
teasing of other, just like tying in stuff or whatever. That's not going to be the thrust of this season, at least. I don't think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably just kind of like a stepping stone for the next season or whatever they want to do. Yeah, I don't know where they go. I do know, or at least I'm sure, that Timothy Oliphant's Marshall character will be back, probably, right? At some point.
Yeah. I mean, I assume they'll do like what they did last season, where the last episode they'll bring
everybody into like a suicide mission type thing.
Yeah, something will come and people will get brought back, I assume. But
then some will die, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe. IG-11 got done dirty, man. That was so sad. He sacrificed himself.
He did. What a champ.
For the child. For Grogu.
For Grogu!
How do you feel about the fact that Grogu has his name now? It's a little weird to me. I really like Baby Yoda.
Yeah. Grogu's a pretty good name, though. I was nervous about him, like that he was going to get a name eventually, and I wasn't sure how I felt about it, but I like Grogu. Grogu's good.
Okay. Yeah. It seems okay, I guess. I wonder at what age do they start talking? If he's 50 years old, why can't he say shit at all yet? You know? Because I know they, like, live to, like, 5,000 years or something dumb. So, does that mean he's, like, 5? Kids can talk at 5?
Yeah, he seems... I mean, I don't know. I don't know, dude.
Yeah. Anyways, Grogu. So, we have a name. He will always be Baby Yoda, though, unfortunately. So, tough shit. But, yeah, I don't know.
Baby Grogu Yoda.
Baby Grogu Yoda. Exactly.
Baby Grogu, the child Yoda. It's his full name.
This episode was so good as I wanted to watch it again. But I have too many things going on right now. I might watch it again still, though.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good.
Just skip to, like, the Ahsoka fights.
There's probably a YouTube video of that.
I don't really need to watch Ahsoka and Baby Yoda staring into each other's eyes for, like, 3 minutes again, but...
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I will say...
Ahsoka is so good.
This season hasn't been great for a lot of things, but what it has been great for is bringing in characters that I care about, like Bo-Katan and Ahsoka and the other Mandalorians. Like, I can't remember what they're called, the Wolf Pack or something, like some dumb shit like that. Mm-hmm. The Death Squad. They're called something like that. Death Watch. I think it might be Death Watch or Night Watch or something like that. Timothy Olyphant's character is ridiculous. It just, the fact that he's just wearing the Boba Fett armor. Boba Fett at the end of that episode that they haven't done anything with yet.
I know. When Boba Fett, though?
They've introduced so many things that have been awesome, but this is the first time that they made good on one of them, which is what made me excited about it.
So actually what this really made me feel like was like, this is the comic book The Mandalorian, but it's like crossing over to other comic books that don't exist. Like this issue is like a crossover with the Ahsoka comic that doesn't exist or whatever.
Right. So like it would be like Mandalorian, if you want this this arc of the Mandalorian, you read comics 1 to 5, Ahsoka 7, Mandalorian 8 to 9.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It felt like it was being synergistic with the Star Wars universe, except there's no other content they're putting out right now.
I think it works a lot too. I thought it was very cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, some of this is just kind of like riding a high after the big low that I found last week to be.
Yeah,
chapter 12, which is like the lowest in the series for me, probably. So,
man,
yeah,
I don't know. This episode like just really pointed to a bright Star Wars future. Like, if you can build more Star Wars stuff off of this, like, that's so much better than the new movies.
Yes. Yeah.
It just is.
And now, the last thing that I have to know, Yaddle win.
True.
I hope never. I hope never. Oh, Yaddle. God damn it.
Yaddle, though.
Yaddle, though. All right, any final thoughts?
It's going to be really funny when they go to the temple and the Jedi that shows up is Darth Maul.
Yeah, I was actually thinking they're bringing a lot of Clone Wars stuff back.
Yeah,
I would not be surprised if Maul makes an appearance somewhere in here.
I think Maul's super dead at this point, actually.
How did he die, though? Did he die in the cartoon?
Yeah, Obi-Wan kills him.
Like, okay, actually, though? Because he was quote-unquote killed.
No, actually.
Before.
I think it's like the end of Clone Wars, like the very end, I think, of like the original, or the end of Rebels, maybe even. I don't remember. I like watched that fight. Like, Darth Maul tracks down Obi-Wan on Tatooine. Like, old man. Like, right before A New Hope, Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan kills him.
I see. Okay.
So I think he's definitely dead at this point.
He's, like, part of a clan, though, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I think his mother's, like, a spider.
Weird. Okay. Oh.
I don't remember.
His mother's a spider. Yeah. What the fuck? I think I know what you're talking about. I don't know. It's been so long since I looked into all that shit.
Yeah, like I read the recent Darth Maul comics for Salt Circle, but I don't want to remember them that well.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I'm sure there will be a big bad that is somehow tied to like Darth Maul or something. They seem to really like tying into shit from the Clone Wars right now. Anyway.
Yeah.
Probably because that path hasn't been tread a whole lot, where the movie stuff kind of
and
really
it's like
Skywalker.
It's
shit.
like Clone Wars is like the right age where the kids who grew up watching that are like adults now.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't consider that for sure.
That's like a big part of it, I think.
Yeah. Man, what a good episode, though. We should probably end here.
Yes.
Okay. So if there's one episode that like I would watch twice, it's definitely this one for sure.
Oh yeah.
I hope next week is just as good, but I kind of somehow doubt it for some reason.
Also, do you know how you get white lightsabers?
I have no idea.
They're like Sith lightsabers where the kyber crystal's been made to bleed and then they've been purified. So then they become white lightsabers.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
Man, I want a lightsaber. Did you... okay, I guess I'm not ending this episode yet. Did you see that there's a dude or company or whatever they made a lightsaber, and what it is basically like almost like a proton pack full of energy that like has to be part of it right now. But it's a lightsaber handle essentially that pumps out pure plasma energy, 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit into a saber form.
Amazing.
And it's like terrifying. It's absolutely fucking terrifying.
I mean, a lightsaber would be fucking terrifying.
Yeah. And he's like, they cut like through like an aluminum piece they have or whatever, and it just like melts right through it. That's not
a weapon for a normal human.
Yeah, no. And then I'm just thinking though, if this is like our human equivalent right now of a lightsaber, it's still not refined enough where it has a cutting edge. Like if you hit somebody with that, they would burn. They wouldn't cut. So I don't know what we're getting closer though, and it's scary and awesome is what I wanted to say. I'll see if I can like find a video of it and post it in the Discord. Man. But yeah, it's great. And it's white. That's where we can gotcha. So they purified bloody crystal, which is dope.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Peace.